Shooting pellets today with the Huben. Hope it all works out. Hey guys, back with the initial gun review on a Huben in 25 caliber. My other two Hubens were 22 caliber, and this one is in 25 because I've had so much luck with my other 22 on high power that I decided I want to try this gun a step farther, actually like 2 steps farther, completely maxed out, completely shooting the biggest projectile I can do at the highest regulated pressure. And I wanted to see if this gun is capable of being not, I wouldn't say a big bore. I think 257 would be a big bore if it's at 150 pounds, but like an almost big bore that is semi-auto for Lee's. I wanted to know if this gun had the power and the accuracy to take a coyote at maybe 75, 80 yards. And that's what I went to find out. So when I found that the new Huben from the new factory is getting a new barrel, I absolutely had to give Francisco a call. If you guys don't know who Francisco is, where in the hell have you been? Anyway, so if you guys don't know who Francisco is, he is the 50-yard bench rest winner that I met at EBR in 2009. He showed up at EBR. His gun did not ship there. He jumped on the RTI team and won the 50-yard bench rest. One of the best shots I have ever seen. And I guarantee he's going to be in the top 3 in one of the events when this COVID thing's over. So anyway, Francisco knows his guns. And he knows air guns well. And he's a retailer out of Spain. And I've been buying from him, guns from him for over a year now. I probably bought, I'd say, a half dozen from him, and I have no issues. He's been easy to get a hold of. Just been great. For all you Americans who live in the United States are worried about buying guns overseas from retailers overseas, don't be. The guns are still under warranty. You can still get a hold of Francisco, ask questions about them. I mean, there's no difference. This is a small world with the internet and quick shipping overnight. Don't be afraid of buying guns overseas and having them shipped to your place. All right, moving on. Now, in order to find out if the Huben actually can shoot pellets, I had to test pellets against slugs. And that's what I did. Here's my results. So I shot the common hollow points that I like, which is some polymags. If the gun can shoot polymags, oh, it's so nice. GTOs, alloys, lighter slugs with harder alloy. Super huge hollow point Crow Magnums, which I used to shoot a long time ago. And then I shot JSB 25s. A little hot because the Huben has such high power capabilities. And then I shot hybrid slugs. And I found, boom, it looks like the gun can shoot slugs. So I went out and bought $300 to $400 worth of slugs, and boy, was I wrong. All right. About 2 days before my last bit of slugs came in, I seen the video that Gregor put on the internet about the 25 caliber Huben, saying it's not a slug shooter. Oh my gosh. So I was completely angry at myself. I went out and bought this box packed full of slugs. Heavy, and to say the least, I only found one slug that shot decently. I shot the NSA 34 grain 2.54s, fit in the magazine better, and they didn't when the gun pushed the slug, it didn't get cockeyed and slide through the barrel crookedly. But other than that, only at 948 per second, that was the only slug that shot half decent at 25 yards. The other ones I didn't even try because I couldn't really hit any paper. And McGregor was right. I spent all these slugs, money on all these slugs, and the gun only shoots pellets. So therefore I had to research what was the best pellet. So the best pellet for what I want to accomplish was clearly going to be the heavy pellets. So I narrowed the search down to 3. First was Seneca 35.8 grain domed pellets. And like always, these things sucked. They weren't accurate and they did nothing but dirty my barrel, so I had to clean it. Nothing else shot well because the barrel was so dirty, so don't even try these. So that narrowed it down to only 2. JSB King Heavy Mach 1s and JSB King Heavy Mach 2s. Now for those who do not know, these Mach 1s did not get a predecessor Mach 2 because these did not shoot well. The reason they got these is because these had trouble fitting the magazines. The skirts were too thin, and when the magazine rotated, they got damaged or jammed the magazine up or something. So these were replaced with these. It's not like the Monsters in 22 caliber. The Monsters, the original Monsters, did not shoot well, so they got replaced by the Monster redesigns, who shot much better. This was not the case, so I was thinking this Huben in 25 might be a great candidate for Mach 1s, and that's what I went out to test, and I'll tell you my results. Alright, I went out just to test different speeds with Mach 1s and Mach 2s, and to make this all easy, I found that these Mach 1s could shoot extremely fast and still keep the accuracy which I wanted to get these things. So as you can see in this next video, these shoot extraordinarily fast. I was shooting these at 50 yards and getting these groups at different speeds. I think these are Mach 2s, but anyway, so these are made to be shoot a little slower, and these don't seem to care what speed the Mach 1s they shoot at. Here's a video of the Mach 1 shooting at 1,000, about 15 feet per second at 50 yards. Alright, here's Mach 2 JSB not redesigns, Mach 1, sorry, heavies. When there was no wind, I was shooting groups like that. We'll see what happens now. They're at 1,000 feet per second. I'll figure what that is. 1,016. A lot of wind today. You can see it's actually kind of low right now. I'll shoot. Damn it. Huge gust right here. I'll hold a little bit for the gust. All right, one flyer at 50 yards is pretty damn good. All right, here's that 50-yard group with Mach 1s at 1,015 feet per second. Still touching ragged hole with one flyer. Still absolutely capable of headshots at 50 yards, clearly. Even the flyer is going to kill a coyote with a headshot. All right, next I wanted to see what this gun was capable of at 75 yards. And that's a bare minimum distance that I wanted to hunt a coyote with. And I'm going to show you this now because the footage turned out horribly. Sun glare and maybe I bumped the scope cam. I don't know. But anyway, it turned out horribly, so I'm going to go after this now. Aiming for a hard shot on a coyote, 75 yards. Pretty much all but one shot, this one, was a hard shot. And that kind of wind. Unbelievable. So I'll show you that footage and then I'll go into the 100-yard footage and explain. JSB Mach 1s can hit the vitals of a coyote at 71 yards. Now there's a lot of wind today. I died a little bit to compensate for the wind. Gus. 10 shots, that's as realistic as it comes. Perfect. I can go back to 100 and try, I think. Alright, so clearly this Huben is capable of being, this was 71 yards, but clearly capable of being a 75-yard heart shot or head shot on a coyote. Clearly, that has that accuracy at that speed, at that power, which is amazing. So even if I do have this one flyer, I still got 16 shots to put into here. So let's move it back to 100. I'll show you that footage and I'll talk about it. All right, Huben, 100-yard coyote. I didn't think I'd push it out this far today on this windy day. There's the gust right there, but it's realistic conditions. Take a couple practice shots at a 3-inch target. Oh. Move it over a little bit. That should be good. The wind's pushing them, but they're still hitting target. There we go. I think it was like 7 shots everyone hit vitals. Alright, so at 100 yards, the wind seemed to be taking the pellets quite a bit more between 71 and 100, but still, every one of those shots landed close to where the 75-yard shots went, except for these 3, which were still kill shots. And so clearly, I have the accuracy to be able to hit a coyote in its vitals at 100 yards, but does it have the power? All right, power. Let's go over that for a minute. Clearly the Huben has accuracy, but does it have enough power to hit a coyote? So let's look at that. Mach 1's traveling about 1,030, which is roughly the high end of what I was shooting that day. Is putting out 79 foot-pounds, almost 80 foot-pounds of muzzle energy with this Mach 1s at that speed. But it was hitting the coyote at 100 yards with only 45 foot-pounds. Now with coyote, I always had about a 50-pound in my head. I wanted to hit it with 50 foot-pounds of energy. So with this projectile, this speed, I believe I will be 85, 90 yards max. Not because of accuracy, but because of power. And I want to put that into perspective with the only slug it really shot well enough. It only shot these at lower speeds. You cannot push these fast. So I think about 940 was the speed I had best accuracy with these. And that was only 51 foot-pounds at the muzzle and 37 at 100. So clearly with the Huben, the heavy pellet is clearly better in every way. Now let's go take this a step farther. This Mach 1 fits in the magazine, but there's still space left. So I had to search high and low to take this a step farther. I wanted to see if I could get a heavier pellet shooting well. Because for idea, if I had a 40 grain pellet shooting at the same speed as a JSB Mach 1s, I would be looking at 90 foot-pounds at the muzzle and 56 at the coyote. If I got brought up to 42 foot-pounds or 42 grain at the same speed, I'd be looking at 93 foot-pounds at the muzzle and almost 60 at the coyote. So I'm not going to put this in this video, but I search high and low, and thank you, Lou, for providing me with this special handmade heavy custom Diablo shaped pellets. 38, 42, and where'd they go? And oh, here, 36 grain Diablo pellets. And I'll keep you updated. If I could get this gun, and the funny thing about these pellets, that they exactly fit the Huben's magazine. It is as if these pellets, custom pellets, were made for the Huben. Exact same length as a magazine. And they seem to fit perfectly. And they have a flat nose to keep the pellet away from the rotation of the magazine for accuracy, which is an issue. If you don't put the pellets or slugs in correctly, as the gun rotates, it'll mark them up and lose accuracy. If you have two groups, anyway, if you have two groups, that's what's happening, is pellets are getting scraped and causing the two separate groups in the same shoot cycle. So if you take anything away from this video, the Huben is a new Huben is a pellet gun. Do not be like me, waste money on slugs. It's not going to shoot them. This is only between a 23 or a 28 twist rate. It's screaming pellets. And two, if you're going to test slugs in the gun, do not test FX hybrids, because they do not shoot like regular slugs. They shoot more like pellets. FX is right. These are hybrids. Hybrid pellet, hybrid slugs. Do not test with these if a gun shoots slugs. And two and three, do not buy Seneca pellets. They suck. They did nothing but get my barrel dirty and lose accuracy. Horrible. Forget about these. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it saved you a lot of time, money, energy, and effort. Thank you.